Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Katie and welcome to the Bookish adventure. So I am currently on page 204 of 337 of the woodcutter. So I am on 61%. I think I ended on about 58, but I didn't get a lot of reading done because a lot of people were just talking to me at lunch and I kind of just gave up, to be honest. I have also started a second book of the month. I'm finally back on doing 2 books, and that is City of Ash. Yep, I am finally do it. I am finally getting back into the Mortal Instruments. It is happening. So as you may know, I started the first one last year and just kind of never came back to it. I'm not really sure why. I think I was just very focused on reading the Throne of Glass series and I wasn't reading as much as I wanted to, and I didn't enjoy it, so it wasn't really on my high priority. And then obviously Gavin picked my TBR for the year and he picked the first book of the prequel series, but as I'd started this I was like, well, I will just continue with this. So I started listening to this morning on audiobooks and I got to page 42 and I'm pretty sure it is 411. Hang on. Yes, 411. So I pretty much hit about like a 10% mark, I reckon, which is pretty good because I feel like normally I only really listen to about 20 pages worth. I think I must have just took it with me like into the kitchen and stuff. So I am going to continue reading this a little bit later. I'm going to unwind and watch a couple of episodes of Fringe first. So hopefully I should get the woodcutter done by next week. I reckon this should be done by the time I finish this vlog, so Wednesday. But obviously I won't be reading it at home now. I'll be reading it just at work. I have about 3 lunchtimes to finish it, so no pressure. But I really want to finish it. However, I say I really want to finish it. I have absolutely no clue what I'm going to read next. I'm filming my April TBR. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I've just been out of focus. I had half my head missing, so I just really wasn't paying attention. On Saturday, I'm going to film my March wrap up and my April TBR, and I have no clue what the hell I'm going to read. I've already read 1 book for April, which was Mort. The City of Ashes was my next book for April, and the woodcutter was a backup for April. It's a standalone. It's kind of a bit different from the other 2, and now look what happened. I basically started reading all of my books in March, so I don't have a plan now for what to read next. So I need to just have a little rethink and a sort of little refresher of what is actually on my TBR for the year. I'm gonna just relax now, watch some Fringe, eat some cheese puffs, and then read some more of City of Ashes. Hello. So a quick little check-in for you. I basically made like 0 progress with the woodcutter. My bad. We just ended up all chatting at lunch and just laughing at funny pictures and ended up with tears streaming down our face, which is kind of just like what you need. So I think I am going to spend a little bit of this afternoon just sort of catching up on where I should be instead of continuing with the City of Ashes. However, I do have City of Ashes in front of me. I checked my audiobooks to see where I was. I was in somewhere in chapter 12, so I literally just found chapter 12 and kind of just stabbed in a bookmark. Okay, I'm on page, oh my god, really? Wow, would you look at that? I am on page 212. So, oh god, really? Okay, well, I am well over halfway then with City of Ashes. That's come as a surprise to me, actually. I really like rocketed through that. Okay, well, thoughts so far. I am definitely enjoying this more than the first book. That is definitely certain. I'm definitely enjoying this more than City of Bones. I'm finding I'm having less moments where I'm sat there thinking, oh my god, please just die. That's a definite. I'm spending less time just hating them. The problem I'm finding is that I am enjoying it until Jace opens his mouth, and then I'm just like, really? Just could you not for 5 minutes? But I am spending less time thinking, oh my god, I hate him. Definitely feel like I hate Clary slightly less. She's still annoying me, don't get me wrong, but not as much as in the first one. I think the problem is I don't like the voice of the woman who is doing the audiobooks. It is really teeny. I mean, don't get me wrong, the dialogue is very teeny, but I guess when I read it in my head it's not coming across like that. But when I'm listening to her, it's just really just like, Jace, Simon, stop it, stop fighting. It's really just, it's very grating for me, and I'm doing my best here. When like, the very lucky thing about this book is it is very descriptive heavy and not so much on the dialogue front, so all the plot and stuff is being talked about and not so much the dialogue, which I feel like is probably what's helping me hate them less. Jace is though still just forever the bane of my life. I can't. After everything that happened in the previous book, you would think that he would want to you just think that he would be like, okay, I get why you might be dubious of me, I get why you might not trust me, however, I'm willing to help, I'm willing to prove like to the Clave and everyone else that, you know, I'm not lying, that this isn't like some big ruse, you know, this, like, you guys are my home and my family, this is all I want. And I get, obviously, part of you, there is that stupid stubborn pride that be like, why should I have to prove myself? You gotta look at the bigger picture, and he's just constantly running his mouth off and being just snarky and just so much attitude, and I get he's angry, but it is too much for me. And maybe it is because I'm just like so much older than these people are. Even I know that young me would not have liked this. I know that teen me would have found that annoying, because the people I hung around with, we were not like that. We were not all mouthing off to our parents, being all attitude and being dicks. Like, that was never my friendship group. Like, whenever I look back on how I behave, I'm like, oh my god, I was never like that. Oh my god, I was so boring. I like literally did nothing. So I'm finding it just very hard to relate to any of it. It is so hard. I want to empathize for him, because I feel bad for him. The situation he's in right now is crap, and like part of me is like, oh my god, like this is like so shit, but at the same time he is just not helping himself. I get it, he's meant to be angsty and I can't do it. So that's a problem that I'm dealing with, apparently not very well. Hey guys, so yesterday I finished the woodcutter. By the time I finished my lunch break, I think I was on like 80 something%, so I was kind of like, yeah, I think it was like 87, and I was like, I'm so ridiculously close. So I just decided yesterday, once we'd like done food shopping, everything, and Gavin had gone and I'd hugged him for like 10 minutes solid, I was like, right, that's it. I was like, I'm gonna have a shower, makeup's coming off, and I'm gonna like bash out as much of this as I can until dinner. I'm not gonna go too much into it sort of review wise what I think of it. It's an easy read. It's not like mind-blowing or amazing, which is a shame, because it's a really cool take on the whole fairy tale and sort of like that original sort of stories. I really liked it. There was a lot of it that I liked and really could have worked, but it just didn't quite come together. But you know, if you need a book, kind of, you just finished something really heavy, or you just read something that is just ridiculously in depth, and you just want almost like a palate cleanser for the mind, then that book is like pretty much up your alley, because it's just easy, it's simple, and yeah, there's like, you don't really need much thought to it. So that means I've started a new book, so I'm very excited to start reading this. This is the book that is that sort of like Mulan vibe, where she is the daughter of a samurai, and she's basically going to marry the son of the emperor, the second son of the emperor. That is basically her worth. It doesn't matter who she is and what she wants to be, that is her sole being. And then on the way to meet her betrothed, the convoy gets attacked by the Black Clan, and she's the sole survivor. So first impressions, I mean, I'm only 30 pages in, but first impressions, I wasn't expecting the attack to happen. Like, the attack happens in the first 20 pages. Was really surprised about that. I thought we were going to have a bit of her home life, a little bit of the setting the stage and setting the story of who she really is, and that whole, I don't want to be, you know, just married off to whoever. I thought we were just going to kind of get to know her a bit more before that happened. So that was quite strange. We were literally just plunged into the story straight away. Another part of this is that it includes like actual real genuine words that like they would use. So there is a bit when they have to go through the forest, and basically the guy leading the convoy sort of says that the guards and everyone else are a bit wary of traveling through there because of the forest monster, and that she uses the actual word for forest monster. And I really like this because she does it with like foot soldiers and katanas and all the other swords and like the things that they wear and like the staff this guy she's just met carries. I really like that. However, there is a glossary, so that does explain like what the words mean and stuff, so you get like a better idea of it. Just in like the first 20 pages, I was going back and forth to the glossary. It's really quite disruptive. So part of me really likes it, part of me really likes that she's using that actual vocab, and I really like it, but the other part of me is like, oh my god, I feel like I'm constantly breaking out of the story, like it just didn't feel like it was flowing. And then part of me was thinking, well, do I just want to give up and not bother? So when I kind of realized this was happening, I sort of just like left my finger in the back pages, so that if I did have to flip back, because I kept obviously closing the back of the book, I had to keep flicking constantly open. So yeah, in the end I just left my finger in the back pages so I could literally just quickly turn to it to try and make it a little less jarring. So I am going to read a little bit later on. I'm just going to sort of have a snack quickly, probably going to watch an episode of Grand Tour, maybe might do Grand Tour, and then I'm going to read. I just don't know whether I want to carry on reading this or I might do City of Ashes. I think I want to do this one only because I literally, you know when like you first start a book and you don't get that far in the first time you start reading, that's how I feel. It's always hard whenever I start a new book at work is I never get that far into the story. Hello. So final check-in for this week's feeding vlog. So Flame and the Mist, I'm currently on page 150. So I'm probably maybe coming up to 30%. I've read that much so far. So yesterday evening I got a really nice big chunk done of it. I was very happy. It was kind of one of those moments, it's sort of like dinner was ready and I was like, oh wow, suddenly I just plowed through it. I am really enjoying this book. I'm not really sure how I feel about Mariko. I'm not like warming to her, but she's okay. What I will say though, something else that I wasn't expecting is that we've got multiple viewpoints. When the book started, there was kind of like a pre sort of chapter and it was from someone else's point of view. It was from a young guy, and as we've gone on, we've had chapters from her brother's point of view who is searching for her. We've also had a really random one from the Emperor, the boy who the first sort of beginning bit was from. He has reappeared in it, but we haven't had a chapter from him. So mainly it is from Mariko's point of view, and we just have like the odd one of her brother sort of dipping in and out. He is a very sort of famous samurai, and he is sort of known as the Dragon of Kai, or Kai I think it is. So he is sort of very profound. He's earned this name. So yeah, he is in search of his sister. He has realized that she hasn't died. Although he's found the convoy, he is now trying to track her down. And yeah, the random one from the Emperor was very interesting because obviously we don't know why the Black Hand were tasked in targeting her convoy. So it was just like a sort of random excerpt where we just kind of found out just a little bit more about him, because his little chapter linked up to that very beginning bit and sort of who he is and the man that he's become and his sort of family life, I guess, so his sons and his wife and his consort. So it's kind of throwing out some sort of possibilities as to who may have targeted her. So her sort of main mission at this point is to really just get in there with this Black Clan, sort of prove her worth and just really gain their trust. And it is really interesting because although she's flitting from decision to decision, you know, she knows she hates them and all this, but you know, she wants to win honor for her family because, you know, obviously she was meant to be the bride of the Emperor's son. The convoy got attacked and she hasn't gone straight home, because if she'd have done that, there would have been the possibility that maybe it would have gotten out and people would have questioned her honor. It's things like that. So she wants to do what's right, and obviously she wants answers for herself. Part of her is feeling bad for sort of the way that she's going about it, because, you know, it's quite deceitful, but the other part of her is like, I am amongst these people who tried to kill me. I have to try and play the game as best I can. So I am really enjoying it. I really like the multiple point of views. It's not very often, it is just every so often, but it was a surprise that I wasn't expecting. So it'll be interesting going forward if we get more from her brother, if we get more from the Emperor, more importantly, because that I really wasn't expecting. I thought maybe the Emperor's son, but not the Emperor, and whether or not anyone else's viewpoint is going to come into it. So City of Ashes, I literally just quickly checked where I was on audiobooks. I'm chapter 16 and we are on 294 of, I think I said 410, I think I said 411. Yeah, actually, Flame in the Mist is 991 pages, and yeah, I'm on page, whatever I said it was, 150. So yeah, I am really massive dent. I've only got that much left now, so I'm probably maybe like 70%, I would say, maybe definitely like, yeah, 70 I'd reckon. Yeah, somewhere around there. If I put it into Goodreads, I'm sure it'll tell me. So we're thinking about this a little bit more. And it's kind of interesting. If someone asked me what the plot of City of Ash, part of me would be able to tell you. And the other part of me would be like, actually, I'm not sure. It's kind of just a bunch of stuff is happening. And each of the stuff is interesting in its own right. But there is, like, although there obviously is a main plot, which is the whole Valentine and his, like, he now has gotten the sword. He has the cup and now he has a sword. Valentine is the big bad threat. He is the, we must stop him. That is the driving force of this series. I'm guessing maybe the first week, I'm sure someone told me that it's best to read them as a 3 and then a 3. So he's a focal point, a driving force of this like series or first half. And yeah, he is cropping up in it quite a bit, but there just doesn't feel like the urgency that I feel we should have with trying to stop him. And yeah, just a bunch of other little things are happening, so fights and threats and other things, and I'm enjoying it more than I did the first one. However, I'm not in love with it. It's not blowing me away. Like, it's okay, it's fine. And I have these moments where I can feel like I'm really getting into it, and then we have really stupid moments, like Simon thought someone was breaking into his house and he was on the phone to Clary and Luke, and so Luke was like, hide, barricade the door, like we're on our way, and you think he would quiet his voice so that they couldn't find where he is, especially if it was like a vampire who had better hearing or whatever, or a demon or something. And there's this Clary on the phone to him going, what can you hear now, Simon? What are you doing now? And it's like, I'm trying not to die, bitch. Like, what are you doing? It's really weird. I remember I was listening to it this morning, like, shouldn't like you be having a hushed phone call? Or I don't know. I'm liking it more than the first book, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it feels just like a random bunch of stories that are happening, and I'm guessing will somehow come together. We'll see, but I mean, it's okay. That is it for another week. I am done. I have a 3-day weekend coming up. I should actually be working Friday. Friday's the day I should be working, and I'm now not working it, but I am in Monday, but yeah. So yeah, 3-day weekend. Do not know what I will do at all. I will try and read some more of both of these books, as I will have a lot of time, so I will try and at least get an hour into a day to try and read at least one of them, just try and fit it in somewhere, or try and read before bed or something, I don't know, because I'm very close to finishing City of Ash, like ridiculously close to finishing that, and I'm just making some really steady progress with Flame in the Mist. If you enjoyed this video, then smash that like button and show me your thumbs. As always, comment below whatever you want. How are you coping in lockdown, or what is your country doing right now? Are you in a lockdown stage? Are you not? I would be interesting to hear what other people are sort of doing and like their situation right now, because obviously in our case it's pretty serious, and like our Prime Minister has it. So if you're new, then hit the subscribe button and ding the bell to never miss a video. I hope you have a very nice weekend. I know it's Easter and it probably doesn't feel like Easter, but I hope you have a nice one whatever you do. I know it's going to be different for a lot of us, especially if you spend time with your family, but whatever you end up doing, make sure you stay safe and stay home.